Hello and welcome to the Daily Royal. My name is Shelby and I have been a royal watcher for the past 10 years. In this podcast, I talk about the daily events of 7 of the European monarchies. So I talk about Belgium, the UK, Denmark, the Netherlands, Norway, Spain, and Sweden. I upload Monday through Friday with occasional bonus episodes here and there. Today we are going to be talking about all of the events from Friday, November 5th through today, which is Monday, November 8th of 2021. So obviously I didn't put up an episode yesterday, which would have been Monday, because here's the thing. I was getting ready to record, but I was like, you know what? Let me just look at what's going on tomorrow. I also honestly didn't want to record yesterday. I was just like not feeling great. I was just very, very, very tired, and I just was not doing well in all facets of life. So I was like, okay, let me make a compromise with myself. If tomorrow, being the first day of a new week, a Monday, is going to be super duper busy, fine, I will go ahead and record, make my life as simple as possible this week, which I'm delightfully calling State Visit Week, which I am very excited for, by the way, which is why I kind of was like, maybe Monday will be chill. So I go and I pre-look at the week, right? I fill out my little table. I know what's going on each day now, and there's nothing scheduled for Monday. So I was like, you know what? Cool. I'm going to not record. We'll cover anything that may pop up on Monday in today's episode, and we just get an extra day. I just get an extra day. And so that's the deal. That is what we are doing. So with that, I stopped recording. Now, I do plan on doing probably another episode. I'm going to record on Saturday. Because that'll be the end of the Danish state visit to Germany is Saturday, so I'll want to wrap that up on that day. So that's the plan. For now, at least, that's the plan. We will see what the whole week brings, but that is ideally what is going to happen. So with that, there is not a whole lot to talk about, even still. There were a couple of pop-up things, so we are going to talk about those, but mostly things were pretty chill today, and really even through the weekend. So we are going to start with the Belgian Royal Family. Belgium. In Belgium, they continued their vacation week through the weekend, and then there wasn't anything scheduled for today. There were things scheduled for tomorrow, but it being Monday, there were kind of some meetings that King Felipe always takes part in on Monday, namely his weekly audience with the Prime Minister. So that did happen today. But also today, he swore in a new member of the Judicial or Constitutional Court, which is very similar to the Supreme Court if you're from the States, but it's the highest court in Belgium that has, I think it has 12 sitting judges, 6 from each primary language, so 6 French speaking, 6 Dutch speaking, and then at least one of them has to be able, I don't know if they have to be fully fluent, but a strong understanding of German, because German is the 3rd official language in Belgium. So he did that today. It was a woman whose name is, I think, Emanuela Barbosa, maybe, I don't know. But she is a law professor who focuses on human rights law, who has guest lectured and guest taught at various prominent law schools throughout the world. And so officially King Felipe appointed her, but in reality the government chose, and then King Felipe essentially signed his name off. So that is what was going on today in Belgium. Like I said, they do have some events going on throughout the week, starting tomorrow. So yeah, basically everything starts tomorrow, just everywhere, all the time. So that is what was going on today in Belgium. So now let's go ahead and move over to the British royal family. The United Kingdom. So in the UK, there were really no events over Saturday, Sunday, or even today on Monday. But on Friday, it seems like maybe the Prince of Wales has finished his trip to COP26. But he visited a couple of businesses focused on sustainability. Well, one is like a whole thing. But the first business he visited was called Cyclone Carbon Capture and Storage Center. So carbon capture, I didn't really know this was a thing. While I understand the basics of like ways to turn back global warming and things like that, I personally just like don't go into the nitty-gritty details, mostly because it overwhelms me. And to, like, I do my part in the best way I can. But this carbon capture is where carbon dioxide is captured, like literally caught before hitting the atmosphere in these carbon capture units. And then they are stored to prevent it from hitting the atmosphere. It's very confusing. I don't understand the science behind it. I thought about looking into it more, and then I said, no, that's a lot of information to take in. So I didn't do it. But that was his first visit, and this one like really wasn't promoted on Clarence House's social media like almost at all. They retweeted the company's tweet about it and news art, like the company's press release on it, but that was it. But obviously it still happened. So that was his first thing. And then he also visited, and I'm thinking maybe left from the Glasgow Central train station to visit and learn more about some of the alternative energy trains that are being tested and also running. So there's like a battery powered train. So think like Tesla, but train form, I think. A hydrogen fuel hybrid train. So right now it can take both petrol and hydrogen or hydrogen. And in the future, hopefully like fully hydrogen. So, and then that was that. So it is now, the week leading up to Remembrance Sunday in the UK. So this all surrounds around Armistice Day, Veterans Day if you're from the States. All of that's on November 11th. But then in the UK, they do Remembrance Sunday, which is the Sunday closest to whenever the 11th is, as well as a festival of remembrance the night before. So that's what we're going to be seeing a lot of the focus be on this week is Armistice Day and Remembrance Sunday, Poppy Legion, basically Armed Forces Week, essentially. So that is what's going on now. But there, like I said, there were no events today. According to a few future engagements I can see, it looks like the British royal family starts up tomorrow as well. But also on Friday, I wanted to quickly talk about this. The British royal family announced that the Prince of Wales will be going to Barbados at the end of November for the country becoming a republic. So currently Barbados is an independent country that is a constitutional monarchy with Queen Elizabeth as the monarch. That is getting ready to change. So at the end of November, I think it's November 30th, they will be transitioning to a a republic like the US is, and they will have a president instead of a queen as head of state. And I think that president is going to be the current governor general, but I'm not entirely sure about that. But we'll talk more about that when the day comes. I just wanted to share that they had made that announcement. So with that going on, we are going to go ahead and move over now to the Danish royal family. Denmark. In Denmark, it was also a fairly quiet weekend, but like not silent. So on Friday, Queen Margrethe received new ambassadors from Ghana, the Dominican Republic, Sri Lanka, and Bhutan. Literally, that's all I can talk about because they don't release any pictures. Also, like at this point, there's just not much to talk about with these. They happen all the time. Like, we've been talking about these as pretty much the sole event that is fun for me for a year and a half, 20 months, I don't know, a long time at this point. But like it's state visit week, so we are moving out of that. I'm very excited. So that was the event on Friday for Queen Margrethe, and then also on Friday, Crown Prince Frederik attended the 60th anniversary celebration of the Hunter Corps, which is an Army special operations force. So I equivalent it to, like, if you're from the States, the Army Rangers, because that is the land military. It would also be similar to like Navy SEALs, although there's like a whole version of Navy SEALs in Denmark already that Frederik was actually a part of, but it's a special operations force. So during the event, there was the military parade, a training exercise observed by Frederik, and then he also laid a wreath in remembrance of fallen Corps members. So that is what was going on Friday. And then on Sunday, it was the annual Hubertus Hunt. I'm not entirely sure what the actual like pronunciation is of this, but it is an annual event held at the Dryburg Palace in Copenhagen, which was solely used as like a old school hunt location, essentially, for, I think they called them parforce hunts, but it's where like the stereotypical like upper echelon of society hunt, where like they're on horses and red jackets and chasing, I think typically fox is how they used to be held, and so now it's basically a recreation. They don't use live foxes, they use, I think, a foxtail. They still do dogs and horses and the red everything, and so the winner of the hunt, the winning horse, is given to, or is awarded the Crown Princess Mary Honorary Award. So this is a long-standing tradition of basically the consort delivering this award. So before Mary, Prince Henrik gave it out. Before Henrik gave it out, Queen Ingrid gave it out. And it's changed names since then, obviously, with each consort. So this is something that Mary will have for a while, either until Christian is married or until need be for Christian's significant other to take it on. I'm not exactly sure which will come first. But that's like obviously a long time off. So that is what was going on in the Danish royal household. Things are going to be kind of chill for the next few days. And by few days, I think I really just mean tomorrow, because the state visit to Germany starts on the 10th, I think. So that is what is going on there. So with that, let's go ahead and move over to the Dutch royal family. the Netherlands. In the Netherlands over the weekend, there were a few events on Friday, an event today that is pretty hard to find, and then an announcement that I want to talk about a little bit. Again, an announcement that we'll talk more about with the actual event. But yeah, so on Friday, King Willem-Alexander visited a art depot of the Boijmans van Beuningen Museum, which is actually closed for renovations right now, and so they have a ton of stuff in storage, obviously, because they're renovating the museum. And so they opened up their storage center, essentially, to the general public so that they can be able to view the art that currently is not on display, but also the whole collection. So they had this interesting statistic of really a museum is only showing about 15 to 20% of their collection at a time, and the rest of it is in storage. And so they've opened this art depot to be able to do both, show off what's in storage, but also have the really cool exhibits and curated everything. So King Willem-Alexander opened that, took a tour, saw all the things. And then at the same time, Queen Maxima was visiting and opening a new software head office for the company Office, I think, AFAS, which was an office building that was built completely sustainably, is now a carbon neutral, in terms of function, it's functioning carbon neutrally. And this is a company that won a King Willem I award in 2018. And Queen Maxima is patron or some equivalent of the King Willem I award, because they are business awards, so that very much falls under her general umbrella. And then today there was an event. So King Willem-Alexander today presented the Medal of Honor for Art and Science of the House Order of Orange to Ed Spaniard, who is a musical conductor and pianist. So that happened today. And that was a kind of hidden event. You couldn't really see it unless you were looking for it on the Royal House's website, which is, I always check the Royal House's website. So that are those are the events. So today it's also state visit eve for the Dutch state visit to Norway, which is, you guys, I can't wait. I'm so excited. It's let's see. It's a 1 a.m. in Norway. So things are happening soon, and I'm very excited. And when I say soon, I mean 8 or more hours. I should go to sleep now if I want to wake up and watch things live, which I may. I don't know. It's just the first monarchy visiting monarchy, and this is what I've been dreaming of since I started this thing in January. This is it. So that's really exciting. But also today, the Dutch Royal House and Dutch government shared an event that will be happening in December. That's pretty important. So on December 8th, the Princess of Orange, or Princess Amalia, will be officially becoming a member of the Council of State, because it is the day after her 18th birthday. So she legally becomes a member of the Council of State on her 18th birthday. So the day after, she and her father will be attending, and I think her mom's going to be there too. I think Queen Maxima's going to be there as well. But she will be attending a Council of State meeting, her first one, giving a speech, and starting the process of taking on an official role. This will also probably be where she returns, quote unquote, her stipend that she is automatically granted upon her 18th birthday, that she announced like the day after her graduation that she will be returning until the time that she is ready and fully committed to becoming a full-time working member of her family, of the royal family, which as of right now it's not happening. She's on a gap year, but will be studying and all of that. So we will obviously talk more about this event like as it's happening, but it's a very exciting moment, as it is kind of, she is the next, like, obviously, the next adult in these royal heirs, like, and then we start going really fast, like, and then they all start becoming 18 quickly. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be such a good time. So that was announced today. Again, tomorrow is state visit day. Today, when you're listening to this, is state visit day. I am super duper excited. So that is what was going on in the Dutch royal family. And so now we are going to go ahead and move over to the Norwegian royal family. Norway. In Norway, there was actually only one event over the weekend, but it's a pretty important event, so obviously we're talking about it. So on Sunday, Crown Prince Haakon, who is currently serving as regent, through today, King Harald will be king. I mean, he is king, but he will be back in as head of state tomorrow, for the state visit. Maybe just took like a vacation weekend, like a 4-day weekend. I'm just gonna chill. It's gonna be a busy 3 days. I think he and Queen Sonja are doing the first 2 days everything with King Willem-Alexander and Queen Maxima. So like he needed rest, which is totally fine. But on Sunday, Crown Prince Haakon was serving as regent, so he attended the Armed Forces Memorial Day service and wreath-laying ceremony at the Akershus Fortress, which is in Oslo. So this is an annual event that honors members of the Norwegian military who have lost their lives from around the world, around the world serving Norway, that King Harald and or Crown Prince Haakon preside over every year. They lay a wreath in honor of the members who have lost their life, and then there's also a memorial church service held immediately after the wreath laying, where the military chaplain gives a memorial service. So that was Sunday's event, and again, today was there were a couple of meetings. So Crown Prince Haakon held, I think, an extraordinary Council of State meeting, because there was one on Friday as well, and then I think met with the Prime Minister. And again, tomorrow's an incoming state visit, so those are pretty intense on the government that are being visited, as well as the visiting country, but there's a lot of preparation, and the Prime Minister has been Prime Minister for all of a month, so lots of things going on, I'm sure, in Norway right now. So that is what was going on there, and so now we are going to move over to the Spanish royal family. Spain. In Spain, we had a mildly busy Friday, and then it's going to be crickets from there until Wednesday. So On Friday, King Felipe had a few different events. So he started with meeting with participants of the General Assembly of the Union of Ibero American Capital Cities. So basically what this means is mayors of these capital cities of Ibero America, which is all of the Iberian Peninsula, so Portugal, Spain, and Andorra, and a lot of the Latin American countries that were former colonies of Portugal and Spain, have formed this union called Ibero America, and now the biggest cities, so for example, the mayor of Madrid was there, the mayor of San Juan, Puerto Rico, because Puerto Rico, even though being a U.S. territory, is a member of Ibero America. So they all came to Madrid for this assembly, this General Assembly, to meet and talk about their continued path forward as Ibero America and ways to collaborate and things like that, and just really hone in on that special connection. So then Felipe also met with the mayor of San Juan in a individual audience, San Juan, Puerto Rico. I'm not sure why this was a separate meeting. I looked into it, and the mayor of San Juan is not the head of government for Puerto Rico. There's a governor of Puerto Rico, just like there is a governor of every single state. So I don't understand the significance of this, but I mean, whatever. It was just interesting. So that was his first event, and then later in the day, he presided over, it's a very confusing statement. So they call it the Pledge of Allegiance of the new members of the Royal Guard. But basically what they're doing is they've all become members of the Royal Guard. So this is in front of King and the flag of Spain. They are promising their commitment to king and country, literally. So the Royal Guard is the military unit comprised of all different kinds of members of various militaries throughout Spain, who are served with protecting the king and also the estates of the royal family, so national heritage places, and then as well as various other duties, but that's the main role of it. And so this also was a time where they were able to publicly celebrate the Royal Guard's involvement in Operation Balmis, which was the Spanish military response to COVID-19. And so these are all the members that have joined basically since 2020 through recently. So yeah, that is what was going on in Spain. Like I said, it has been all quiet from them since, and they do not have any events scheduled tomorrow either. Tomorrow is a holiday in maybe just Madrid, but it's a bank holiday kind of day. So they aren't any events then. So they just decided to take a long weekend. And so they will be back on Wednesday, and it seems like it's going to be a pretty chill week for the Spanish royals. So that is what was going on. I'm going to quickly check to see if the Swedish royal household has updated their website. As of the last time I checked, they hadn't. No, they still haven't. So there were some events going on in Sweden today. So Prince Daniel took part in a Generation Pep meeting, and Crown Princess... Nope, these are scheduled for tomorrow. Okay, so yeah, there was nothing today in Sweden, so that brings an end to the super quiet week there. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and end this episode, and I will talk to you all tomorrow. Have a fantastic Tuesday. It's State Visit Week. Bye.